Okay, so I'm here. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I can tell that you can see me, at least from my angle. I can tell that you can see me. Ignore the dots on my face. I had a face breakout, so I have pimple patches on. And I didn't feel like putting on any makeup, so it is what it is. Hi, Stacy. I'm glad you're able to catch us live. Now, one thing, my foot's going to sleep. I wanted to mention before we really get started is the sale that's going on right now. Hi, Sally. So we added 9 new colors of Thermoflex Plus to the website and in store. So with that being said, we have our Thermoflex on sale for $2.96 a sheet. It is typically $4 a sheet. So it's a good time to be able to purchase and try out new colors of vinyl because they are gorgeous, or at least I think they're gorgeous, you know. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Jackie. Linda. Nope, can't. I do it as fair as possible. Hi, Julius. Hi, Jasmine. As you can see, it's sitting behind me. And it's still getting bigger because, as I said, every time I do something here for a tutorial, it ends up with more pieces in the box. So, but, I mean, I cleaned my office, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Or a week ago? It is already a mess again. Oh, I think that they're stunning. And we're going to do something fun with some new stuff tomorrow. Like, that's what I wanted to play with. Hi, Steve and Crystal. But yeah, no, again, remember, we do have super chat. So you can tip that way if you want to. You don't have to. Oh, yeah, my craft space, it always is a mess. Always, always. I wish I could keep it clean, but I really can't. Well, and see, I feel like this room, even though everybody thinks it's huge because it's 12 foot by 20 foot, I feel like it's small. I run out of space very quickly. Like, I wish it were almost more square than a rectangle. I think it would be easier to work with. But I guess it all depends too on your preference on how you like things laid out and stuff like that. Like, I feel like this room is a little long and narrow. Oh no, y'all get to see the full brunt of my crafting. I'm always crafting. I don't stop crafting. Hi, Patrice. And we're trying to prepare for Caden's graduation on Friday, which is supposed to rain. So if it rains on Friday, then they're going to move it to Saturday morning. And if it rains on Saturday morning, then they're going to move it to Monday night because it's Southeast Texas during the summer. So it rains all the time down here. All the time. Yeah, I was going to do masks, but as y'all know how I felt about that, like, I didn't want to do the false sense of security. You know, I always try to be very honest about it, but we do have some fun projects, and there's so many fun new things coming out. Like, we have something new coming next week as well. So there's a lot of fun new stuff. Fun new stuff. I'm just ready for whatever normal's going to be like, if that makes sense. Like, for us right now, you're trying the sale, Linda. Well, and if you go to our website and look at the vinyl, it doesn't show the sale price till you check the cart. So add the vinyl to the cart, and then when you go to the cart, you'll see the discount. So it's a little weird like that. But that way, we did it that way, so that way you didn't have to use a code or anything like that. It just makes it easier that way. Well, I ordered some just in case because we're supposed to wear them for Caden's graduation. Oh, you bought some on the sale? That's awesome, Linda. I mean, I'll wear it for Caden's graduation because I'm going to be there. But other than that, unless it's required by law, because I'm not going to break the law, I'm not going to sit there and wear it everywhere. Like this morning, my mother-in-law, Mary, she had to get shots in her back because she has her discs are rubbing together. And so I had to go sit up at the hospital with her and wait while they gave her shots and like they knock her out and all that kind of stuff. So I went and we were required to wear masks in there. And they're so darn hot is part of the problem. It's like you're breathing in your same breath and it's just not very comfortable. And at least the ones at the hospital do what they're supposed to. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what those are supposed to do, other than so went and sat up there and did all that this morning. So she'll be feeling good for well, the thing is, Linda, and correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the masks that people are making and people are wearing that people think are helping for the virus actually are not, because the size of the micron of the virus is small enough to pass through most masks unless it is the N95 masks. I mean, there are certain masks that are made to filter this kind of things, and most homemade cloth masks are not. But we've stayed at home too. I don't want it to seem like I'm saying, "Oh no, don't wear masks and don't and go out in public and stuff like that." That's not what I'm saying in the least little bit. I have, other than going to the grocery store and stuff like that, I have been at home. Um, we don't go anywhere. Like the boys all need haircuts terribly bad, and they haven't gotten them. See, and again, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Steve and Crystal. Um, but I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. It's there's so many different things of information going on out there. And I don't want to be the person spreading the wrong information. So, from what I know and from what I've researched and found out, most masks don't filter it. And I don't want to have that false sense of security. I don't want to give my kids that false sense of security either. So they stay at home. I stay at home. I only go out when I need to. One of the big things is, again, keeping your social distance and not touching your face and washing your hands. Oh no, Sally, you didn't start a debate. I just want to make sure that, I mean, people know. I mean, I have nothing against whoever wants to wear one. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That is your personal business and whatever makes you feel safe and secure. But because, and part of the thing is, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I have a lot of people who watch what I do. I mean, as y'all can see. So I don't want to be out there saying, hey, put on this mask. It's going to stop this. When it most likely, unless it's made correctly. Oh, it's behind me. It's way back there. But But so you get what I'm saying. It's not that I'm discrediting what anybody else is saying or how anybody else feels about it, because I'm scared to death of it. I have autoimmune. I get sick. I get sick very easily. And y'all seen it. I have lots of issues like that. So I don't want it at all. Uh, I'm trying to keep everybody safe and secure. Like my mother and father-in-law, unless they absolutely have to, like my mother-in-law going to get shots today for her back pain. They haven't gone out. They won't go to, I won't let them go to the grocery store or anything like that. I mean, I'm taking it seriously. So again, I don't want it to feel like I'm criticizing anybody for what they're doing. But when you have a platform like I do, you have to be very careful about what you say and how you say it to make sure you're giving across the right information, because I don't want anybody to blame me. Oh, see, that makes a little bit more sense, Sassy Beach, because from what has been spread here in Texas, a lot of the times is there uh see, I don't understand how for a daycare how it's gonna, like my sister-in-law, her Texas is pretty much almost completely open back up. Restaurants are now seating at 50% capacity. So we're on the uptake other than the virus. Like we're still getting a ton of new cases every single day. But like the CDC, melt brown, I'm not sure what brown woven fabric you're talking about. But like they say, for the CDC has put out the guidelines for school next year, kind of what they're recommending, which is crazy because I don't know, like our schools here in our area are not huge by any means. So I don't know how they would be able to set the kids 6 feet apart. And then like for daycare, my sister-in-law has to bring Aubrey back to daycare. Uh, Actually, we have some fun new stuff, Stephen Crystal. If you're on top of it, we have a lot of fun new projects. We're going to be mixing some different material. Uh, those are always fun. But last thing on the Rona before we skip to other subjects, because I don't want to do a harp on it, even though I do. When I get on a tangent, I get in a tangent. But we're all in this together, and it takes all of us to work on it. And just be safe and be smart. That's the best thing I can say. But yeah, no, we have lots and lots of fun projects because, like, dealing with the new pearls, they're a different temperature and a different time. So working with those is going to be a little bit different for y'all, but they're gorgeous. Well, and the funny thing is, like, I posted that, and it makes it seem like I drink all the time, Stephen Crystal, but I really don't. Like, I had, like, the margarita I did on my live on Cinco de Mayo on here. I didn't even finish that. I'm not much of a drinker at all, so it really doesn't take much because I rarely drink for me to get a buzz, and then I get silly. And the thing is, like, with my husband encourages my spending, I guess, a little bit, because the thing is, like my stuff, I buy lots of little things, or typically things under $50. His stuff, like because he likes electronics and stuff like that, tends to be a lot more expensive than what I spend. So he encourages me because then it makes him feel better about the purchases he makes. You know what I'm saying? It's like tit for tat. Uh, but I mean, makeup is always going to be something that interests me. I love makeup and I have fun with it. I mean, and that's part of it, is it's something that is something to keep me relaxed. Oh yeah, I mean, let me tell y'all something, and some of you may or may not know this. My husband Jeremy and I have been together now 20 years. I'm 36, fixing to be 37. We will be married this year in September for 18 years. So we were babies when we got together. It's like Nadia's that age, Caden's that age, where we were, together at their age. And it's like, talking with my mother-in-law this morning when she was in the hospital, I was like, Caden's fixing to be 18. So, and at Nadia's age, because she's fixing to be 20, it was like, we had two kids. And I can't even think about being a grandma right now. And I always joke with my mother-in-law, because, we were teen parents, that, at least we've gotten two so far, 2 out of the 3 through school without any babies. I don't want to be a grandma yet. See, and to me, long relationships are very difficult. And people are like, well, what's the key to marriage? What's the key to marriage is you got to give it your all. Both of you do, all the time. Your priority can't be yourself. It has to be, y'all been married almost 3. Hey, every year counts. It doesn't matter, because, I mean, again, we were babies when we got together. So it's really kind of odd, because everybody else that, like, when I went to school, for the most part, that were together at that point, there aren't like any other couples that I know personally that have been together as long as Jeremy and I have. But he's great. I mean, he drives me insane. I do wish every once in a while Libra, just not very much. I'm kind of particular about what I buy. Like, I would never buy makeup off Wish. I've seen, if you haven't seen, I forget the name of the documentary, but they have a documentary on Netflix where it was like different episodes, and one of them was talking about like counterfeit makeup and stuff like that. And I was like, I only buy makeup from certain places because I like my face and I want to keep it. Yeah, see, Jeremy, and the thing is, with me and Jeremy, I'm a day older than he is. So my birthday's 7/11, his is 7/12. So when we get in an argument or we're playing around, I'm like, you have to respect your elders. But for us, a lot of things work out really well because we are so opposite. Oh, congratulations, Sally. 14 years is awesome. And 33 years together, Teeny, is amazing. Amazing. But we are so opposite. That's funny, Steve. Y'all are that close together too, because you don't hear about that very often. But I'm kind of more outgoing, kind of, and he's very much an introvert. So we balance each other out a lot. Congratulations, Kim. 24 years again. That's amazing. See, and Sally, I think age differences can be a good thing, but sometimes they can be a bad thing too. 49 years. Oh, almost 50. That's amazing. Your daughter and her husband are 12 days apart. Well, and what's funny, like with me and my husband, we were both preemies, so we were both a month premature. So it's just weird on how things kind of work the way that they're supposed to. But yeah, I mean, he's awesome. He drives me insane. But he's amazing. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't watch my videos, so I'm not just singing his praises because I'm worried he's going to sit there and watch, uh, check and see what I'm saying. But I will tell you, honestly, he is my biggest supporter, and he worries about me, and he takes care of me, and he checks on me because he knows how I am, that I get so wrapped up in things and forget to take care of myself a lot of times. So it's just good. See, and that's Stephen Crystal. That's one of the things that's awesome is that I don't think it would work as well if we were too similar. Well, Sally, that's how it was with me and my husband. You know, do you think people thought that whenever we got together at 17, 16 years old, that people thought we were going to be together this long? It just kind of, it works. Well, congratulations, Rhonda. And it's hard. You know what I'm talking about. You had 2 kids by 23. We had 2 by the age of, I had Caden a month before I turned 19. So we had 2 before the age of 20. And, you know, we've talked about that a lot. That, you know, other people our age who had kids young, that they would still go out and party and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not, when I became a mom, I was a mom. My kids are my world. I mean, I'm not to say that we never went out. But we did. But like, I would go and drop Caden off and Naughty off at their granny's house, and then we would be back and pick them up in the first thing in the morning. So I'm not sure what you're trying to send me, Stephen Crystal. It says that, and what, I don't know if y'all are seeing the same thing that I am, because it's just text. It says pair characters exaggerately stretching arms towards offer a cup of coffee. See, and this is what I love about these, is that this is the time, because y'all get to talk to each other and I get to talk to y'all. Y'all, this is where we get to know each other. Like, this is where I start to learn who's got kids and everything. You know what I mean? Three grown boys. Whew. It's a scary thought for your kids to grow up. It really is. And like, for us, it's a different set of circumstances, because like with Nadia, you know, eventually she will move out on us, get married. Caden, we're not sure with his Asperger's what he's going to do, because at this point he's probably not going to drive. He's the best kid. He's happy by himself playing his video games. So it's a little bit different for us, that, you know, he'll always be with us. I mean, I just have a feeling that that's where it's going to go. And like, whenever he was diagnosed, Dr. Wood told us that, you know, some kids with Asperger's are able to be out on their own and, you know, hanging out and have friends and live on their own and be fine. And then others stay at home. And either way, it would be fine with me. Thank you, Elizabeth. That means so much. So your kids are 26 and 29. Lori, that's awesome. 9 grandkids, Teeny. I just noticed that part. 9 grandkids. That's a lot of grandkids. Well, see, in Asperger's is a high functioning type of autism. Where Asperger's really messes with someone typically isn't like IQ or anything like that. It is he's smart, smart, smart. It's social. And that's where he lacks. Like he doesn't really have a whole lot of friends. He has one, really. Like I was gonna make him go to prom this year. I'm glad, Tanya, that you were able to watch live with us. One boy. See, my mother-in-law, our grandbabies are all boys except for Nadia and Brittany. So they have out of all the other boys, it's 2 girls. See, Lori, we're not sure how all that stuff's going to go. What I'm concerned with is like with Caden mainly is that if he decides, if he just stays and works part time or whatever, we're good with anything. And we've had the talks with his brother and sister. If something happens, someone will help and take care of him. But what happens whenever he's not on like our insurance anymore? I don't know how to do. See, Stephen Crystal, you're awesome. You remind people more of that than I do. I never remember to tell people to like, subscribe, comment. That was just a little bit cheesy. From Finland. That's awesome. One of my favorite YouTubers that I like to watch that does makeup, Angelica Nyquist, I think is how you say it. She's from Sweden. And like I know that they're close together. And I see Lori, I don't know. See, Lori, and I want Caden to feel more independent. One of the things we've talked about doing is especially once we decide where we're going to be for our forever, because we've talked about moving to Florida. Stacy, it kind of just depends on him, on how he feels and what he's comfortable with. Well, yeah, Libra, that's one of the things I talk about is like with Asperger's, it's all up to him and what, he's very delayed as far as social skills and stuff like that goes. So he's much more on the level of my youngest than he is my, being fixing to be 18. But we've talked about like once we figure out what we're going to do permanently, like when we move to Florida or whatever we're going to do, because we still haven't decided on all that. It's like it's been one thing after another. Y'all know how it is. But like getting him like a tiny house or something to put behind us because he's capable enough to take care of himself in that way. But like I still have to remind him to do pretty much everything, you know what I mean? So being able to go check on him and then like he can come eat with us or whatever, but he would still have his own privacy and his own space, I think it is what our ideal situation is going to be. All the way from Australia. What part of Australia, Tanya? My husband wants me to go with him at some point we want to go to Australia. The part for me that kind of freaks me out is because I hate flying, and being on a plane for 16 hours does not sound appealing to me. But my husband, whenever he was working in IT for the oil industry, worked on data bands that they would bring out. It's what runs like the big oil pumps and stuff like that. And so he was he went to Adelaide and somewhere else out in the middle of nowhere. No, yeah, Caden gets anxious around people and he clams up a lot. So I don't know how he'll do. No, Caden really isn't obsessive about washing his hands, but he does. have his certain things. And the way that autism works, and a lot of people don't realize this, is if you've met one person with autism, you've met that person. That's, see, Tanya, that's the area my husband was in, Queensland, down wherever it is, because I don't know where I mean, I know where Australia is on a map, but I don't know enough about Queensland, that type of area, to say this is where he was. But there are different categories of symptoms, and there's a lot of different symptoms in each category. And to be diagnosed with different forms of autism, you have to have certain categories from each certain symptoms from each category. So what one child does may not be what others do. Like Caden isn't overly touchy-feely, but like he'll, especially whenever he had older teachers, he liked to play with the loose skin on their arms and stuff. So that was like a odd thing that he would do. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody's having trouble with them feet or not, Susan. I'm sure someone will answer you, because for me it seems fine, but that doesn't mean anything, because with everybody being at home, internet's been a little cruddy lately. Y'all know. It's all the obsessive Netflixing. But yeah, no. So, and I don't want it to seem like I'm like, oh no, Caden's going to be this way forever. No, we don't know how Caden's going to be. We just know right now he's not at a point where this is where we're at right now. And where he goes in 5 years doesn't mean that's where it's going to stay. Yeah, that's probably due to the internet stuff, because typically whenever the audio's off, the audio will be a little bit faster than what I'm actually talking. I think that's how you say it correctly. I have no idea. And it could be a mixture of my internet and your internet. Because Lord knows, Caden gets along with both Nadia and Cameron well, but he gets angry at Cameron a lot because Cameron doesn't understand personal space and leaving him alone. And, you know, he's always pushed Caden to get out of his shell a little bit more. Nadia just is easy with him. Well, hopefully it's okay for y'all. I always hate that whenever it wants to act cruddy like that, because I don't know. I pay a lot of money for good internet, and it never wants to be that great. But yeah, no, he's a good kid though. I always worry though, because I mean, like I said, I was gonna make him go to prom, but that kind of like, because I didn't want him to miss out, because even though those are not things he's interested in at this moment, I didn't want him to later regret not going to it. But the decision was made for me. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is 5:30. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I need to go and cook dinner for my fam. So remember, we have a new tutorial tomorrow. It's going to be fun. If you haven't entered in for the drawing, don't forget to enter in for the drawing. 20%. That was last week. All of our HTV Thermoplex Plus is on sale for $2.96 a sheet. But I guess that's it. Bye.